Less than 3% of the population are INFJs, making them extremely uncommon. They distinguish themselves as being distinct from the norm and having their own particular set of advantages and difficulties. Particularly when compared to other female kinds, being an INFJ female is even more uncommon and distinctive. Female INFJs frequently go unnoticed and are misunderstood. They are hence usually calm and don't appear to mind being by themselves. This is not to suggest that they are silent. On the contrary, they are very intelligent and possess vivid imaginations, but they would rather keep their thoughts to themselves than risk being misinterpreted. Because of this, life can be very lonely for an INFJ lady. Many INFJ women have trouble making friends, especially with other women. So let's investigate the 6 INFJ women's friendship challenges. If you appreciate this video, please hit the like button and share your ideas in the section below. INFJ women don't fit the mold because they typically don't see the point or utility in social norms and routines. INFJ women frequently struggle with them. Although most people have learned to adapt and can put up a decent show of friendliness, it rarely comes easily to them. Because INFJ women spend so much of their time thinking deeply or intricately, mundane or superficial interactions in everyday discourse might be annoying and useless to them. For instance, small talk can begin with "How are you?" and is typically a rhetorical question, but an INFJ lady is looking for a deep and sincere response. They are not interested in merely fine since they are genuinely looking for a means to connect. Additionally, INFJ women lack in-depth discussions over superficial ones. They are adept at multitasking, though. They are quite perceptive when it comes to observing their surroundings and listening for hints and comments from other individuals during interactions. They can consequently be excellent at participating in conversations that don't interest them, but doing so has a price. To live up to people's expectations can be incredibly tiring. INFJ women become less concerned with fitting in as they mature, and as a result, they avoid or interact with others who make it difficult for them to be fully themselves. Women INFJ have trouble opening up. One of the most quiet and reserved personality types for women, INFJs can be challenging to get to know. They are sensitive and value connection in their relationships. But they frequently keep these emotions a secret from other people. INFJ women need sympathy and encouragement for their urge to withdraw and recharge. However, not many people recognize or value this aspect of them. This explains why INFJ women have a reputation for being social chameleons and for not being emotionally vulnerable. To prevent more pushing from individuals asking them questions that will really get to the heart of their sentiments, they will have a layer of thoughts and feelings that they don't mind giving up. They give folks what is essentially a false sense of openness so they don't feel wholly cut off. But don't mistake this for their being more forthcoming. The only time someone will fully open up is when you recognize their viewpoint and value their attributes. Women INFJ don't fit the gender norms. Women that are INFJ don't typically respect societal norms that suggest decisiveness. They consequently tend to be a little more androgynous or have a more ambiguous gender allegiance. INFJ men can appear softer and more sensitive than other men, where the society standard is macho, in contrast to INFJ women who can be perceived as tomboys. Women that identified as INFJ don't frequently belong to the conventional female friendship cliques. They believe that other women are overly preoccupied with trying to conform their personality to unnatural gender stereotypes. Keeping an objective perspective is more important to them than upholding patriarchal notions of femininity. They occasionally ponder whether a woman's actions are intended to win over men or sell her identity. In either case, they find it very difficult to relate. For instance, if they had sought to discuss their social fears with their college roommate, the response might have been to just have another beer and move on. They will come to believe that how they feel won't ever be shared as a result of this interaction, and they will start to keep it a secret from other women. INFJ women must feel secure in their relationships. INFJ women place a high priority on loyalty and genuineness. They want assurance that a friend would always be on their side. They generally feel unsafe when they see that others around them are performing differently from how they know them to be acting, or when strange behavior patterns are happening in their environment. They have a keen awareness of even the smallest variations in the body language and facial emotions of others, as well as when patterns of occurrences become so numerous that they statistically cannot be random. INFJs, in general, intensely loathe surprises and prefer to know the direction their life will go, at the very least with a decent degree of certainty. In order to feel safe, INFJ women require dependability in their relationships. Even those who continue to harm them unintentionally are deemed unsafe, and they avoid contact with those who intentionally harm them. The majority of INFJ women have been wounded frequently and severely enough that they are exceedingly selective about who they let into their lives. Unless they believe and feel that they are secure around someone in a physical, emotional, and intellectual sense, INFJs will not open up to them. INFJ women dislike initiating contact. Women INFJ are perfectionists to the point where it can be devastating. They are imagining every possibility and the best course of action for each if they are certain that a buddy has feelings for them. This can take a lot of time, which could lead the person's interest in them to wane. INFJs frequently live in the future and will miss the present. Additionally, they worry that their selflessness may make them appear foolish or even exploitative. This may prevent them from acting or from pursuing a friendship interest. The INFJ lady occasionally just doesn't feel the same way. Despite the fact that they will grin and gently comply with the circumstances, this is deceptive and undesirable. They might be doing it out of kindness or to avoid disappointing the individual too much. INFJ women frequently place themselves in these unfortunate circumstances to soothe someone else. Women INFJ need patience. INFJ women frequently take a long time to open up to people, as was already indicated. They need that person to be patient as they determine whether or not they are safe as they work to gain that person's trust and deepen their friendship. They will still need that friend's patience, especially when it comes to communication, even after the friendship has reached a comfortable stage. In general, INFJs have trouble putting their thoughts into words. They require support from someone who will listen to them and let them talk things out before expressing their final opinions. They ask others to refrain from pressuring them into making snap judgments or expecting them to express an opinion on a crucial issue right away. INFJ women are wonderful buddies because they are very understanding and helpful people. An INFJ woman is the kind of person who will stop everything to aid someone in need. They put the needs of others before their own and will sacrifice their own comfort and care in order to provide for those they love. Getting on an INFJ's friend list can take some time. It has been said that particular personality types are more compatible and more suited to comprehend INFJs. There is no definitive list of personality kinds that make better buddies for INFJs. In actuality, always. It depends. People believe that friendships with INFJs are challenging, but let's face it, friendships with anyone can be challenging. Relationships that are alive and thriving with real, connected friends demand work, tolerance, and comprehension. It has a lot more to do with who they are as a person than anything else, whether or not they can find a true, lasting friendship.